I am excited about this, and I hope if you're not already, that when you leave, you will be. And I don't promise to do a perfect job, but I'm going to do the best I can. I also do not plan to quote a lot of facts, because I know that there are people out there, I know a few I could name, that know a lot more about this topic than I do. That's why I hope you will become involved in this project. So, without any other ado, let's get started. All right, first of all, what is Blessed Tomorrow? Blessed Tomorrow is a group of people from all walks of life and all denominations who have recognized a need for a faith-based call to reduce our carbon imprint on the earth. There are Baptists, Methodists, people of the Jewish faith, MCCers from all over this country that have come together because they see this need. Now, I never thought too much about pollution and climate change and our carbon imprint. The mic I hooked up to is not working. Okay. Anyway, I never thought about this too much until about 15 years ago. I was living in Asheville, North Carolina, and my partner and I decided one day we were going to ride along the Blue Ridge Parkway and go up to Mount Mitchell. And if you don't know about Mount Mitchell, it is the highest point of elevation this side of the Eastern Continental Divide. It's a long way up from here, that's for sure. Anyway, we rode along. It was a beautiful spring day, and usually the parkway is absolutely gorgeous. And it was at first, but the further we went up the mountain, we were seeing dead and dying trees. By the time we got near the top, there were acres and acres and acres of gray trees. Now, I've never seen gray trees before, and it was eerie. It was like out of a Halloween, scary Halloween movie. But when we got to the ranger station, there was an information sign there from the Department of Forestry, and it explained what had caused these trees to die. 2 words: acid rain. Now, yeah, it may be a long time before we really see the effects like they have, but that doesn't mean it's not happening. It just may be more subtle at this elevation. It was awful. It had destroyed all the habitat. There were no animals, no plants of any kind. It was that severe, and it was it was a wake-up call for me. I would like to quote now from the author of the book Earthwise, Calvin B. DeWitt. Sadly, our ways of life in today's global economy have led to increasing land and habitat destruction, pollution, species extinction, buildup of greenhouse gases, and other degradations of the earth. R shared with me some information the other day, which I found very interesting, and she's a tough act to follow too. But anyway, most of us know the dinosaurs are extinct. I guess there may be some people that still think there's some around, but that happened over 66 million years ago. And yes, the earth has reinvented itself, and it does keep reforming. But in the last 5 centuries, there have been 322 species that have gone extinct. What's next? Could it be mankind? Humankind? Who knows? Now, Blessed Tomorrow, the people got together and they feel like, as persons of faith, we have a reason beyond our self-interest in caring for creation. The earth is not ours. It belongs to God. We are to love and care for creation because of our love for the Creator. As persons of faith, we're grateful for God's creation. The created world is a reflection of the glory of God. If you don't know that, all you got to do is look around. I know you know that. We are to love and care for creation because of our love for the Creator. Also, we are to be responsible, good stewards of the created world because of our love for the divine. And good stewards, and we should take care of all the inhabitants, all living things we are to take care of. That is our responsibility. As persons of faith, we are to be leaders in social change. We have been behind every transformative movement in our nation's history, whether it was slavery, civil rights, poverty, global development, or equal rights. As persons of faith, we view climate change as a moral issue. It is not a political, economic, or scientific issue. Leading on climate change is a part of how we can live out our faith. A moral voice is needed. Caring for all creation is essential to our faith. As Chief Seattle stated, we are but one thread in this web of creation. We are not all that. It is time to fulfill our responsibility to protect and provide for our congregation, our community, our children, their children, our country, and our world. To do this, we must focus on what we as a community are willing to do and what we as individuals are willing to do. Now, we've all heard a lot of these terms already: reuse, recycle, repurpose. And you may say, okay, I've heard these before. All right, recycling. I'm sure most of you know what that is. And we recycle as a community. And we also bring in cans, and the Girl Scouts take them to be recycled. We also can reuse things. Reusing. All right, most of us probably have some of these around the house. And I don't know about your pharmacy, but mine will take these back. You take your personal information off, they sterilize them, they reuse them. Good deal. Less in the landfills. I've been on this kick lately, been really trying to make a conscious effort to quit using so many plastic bags. And while I know some stores you can take them back and they reuse them, you're helping them save money. So if that bugs you, don't take them back to Walmart, do something else with them. But I have these, and I am, like I said, making a conscious effort to use them to the point where now, if I only have a few things and I forget them, I walk out without any bag, which Sandy can tell you I did that the other night. Excuse me. Repurposing. One of the big things that has been filling up our landfill are tires. Well, somebody came up with the idea about shredding them, and they use them in place of mulch. Now, it's kind of expensive up front to do this. I mean, you can buy a bag at a time, but in the long run, it actually saves you money. They don't disintegrate. I actually have them in my front flower bed. When I moved here, I decided I was going to give it a try. So I did it. Looks like mulch. It repels bugs. And very few weeds grow. So you very rarely have to pull weeds in the front flower bed. And I have mulch in the backyard. You have to replace it every year or so. So in the long run, I'd probably save money using the tires and help the economy on the earth. Repurposing. All right. I'm sure most of you have probably seen these. They're everywhere. And if you have seen them everywhere in the stores, where are they going to end up? I was throwing these away. I was allowing myself to have one a week. And I was throwing them away, and it occurred to me, find something else to do with these. All right, if I sewed, I might put buttons in them. They stand a better chance of getting paper clips or nuts, bolts, whatever. But if you're going to use them again or repurpose. That's what that means. Now, a few weeks ago, in the pre-social hour before church gathering that the choir does, Dee mentioned she wished we would quit using as many paper cups that we do for coffee. She goes, I wish people would bring their own cups in. Now, I don't know about you, but I always have coffee in the car on Sunday morning. So I thought, that was a great idea. That was a simple thing, but it can make a difference. One less coffee cup. We also save money as a congregation and can put money to better use somewhere else. So if you're willing, bring your coffee cup. Simple things add up. There is nothing that you can do that is too small. It will collectively make a difference. As a church, we can also continue our efforts to make our campus greener. We've already made good steps, positive steps toward this. One of the things I like is we're using less paper on Sunday mornings and using the slides. People also take the garbage home and take it to be recycled. We can use less plastic. And this is a side note. I saw this commercial, and I know some of you have seen it the other day for the first time. They've come out with a new kind of well, it's not a new kind of toilet paper, but it doesn't have the roll in it. Now, there's going to be a lot of hamsters that are going to be upset by this, but we will be saving thousands and thousands of paper rolls. These are, who knows what's next? Paper towels? But, I mean, these are little things, but they will add up. Also, as a part of this team, I would hope we find people who are interested in doing research and possibly writing grants. We know that at some point we want to build a new facility. I would like to see it be as green as possible. Now, right now we can't use hemp block, but who knows? You know, in a year or two, maybe we can. Maybe we can get a research and get a grant where they'll sponsor this. How cool would it be to have a church that was green, as green as we could do it? We could actually really be leading in examples for this area and the country. Solar, at the very least, solar hot water heaters. Solar panels. I mean, we certainly have enough sunshine. We should be able to do this. These are all possibilities, but we need people to come and help us write these grants, do the research, make some connections maybe at UF. We can get some help that way. The possibilities are endless. I know this is a very creative group of people, and we can do this together. There's one other thing I would like to mention is raising or lowering the thermostat depending on the season. Now, I know some of you get hot very easily, and I appreciate the fact that we have the fans. But according to research, lowering or raising the temperature 1 degree can lower your electric bill by 3% each month. Now, somebody said they wanted to see that. Okay, let's do it. Let's find out. Use the fan. Power companies are the biggest problem with our greenhouses, and they are the biggest sources of global warming. We need to reduce the amount of energy that we use and find better alternatives. And I will also spare you you don't really want me to go there. Nuclear waste and nuclear power plants, know how they're built. My mother used to send the supplies with the company she worked for. And my theory is if you don't know what to do with something, you probably shouldn't make it. And we certainly don't. In closing, I would like to say, we cannot, by our own efforts, save the earth. Only God, who who is the creator and sustainer of all creation, can do that. But we are expected to join in that good work in our homes, at our places of work, in our community, in our times of recreation and congregation. We can begin to model that kind of love and care for the earth that God has for us and for all creation. Another quote from the author of the book Earthwise, Calvin B. DeWitt. Looking forward in hope, we can make changes and take positive, lasting action that is more in harmony with the way the world works and the way it is meant to be. So I ask these two questions again. What are we willing to do as a community? And what action are you willing to take